It's Plymouth Art Weekend of 2018 and I'm in Mill Bay with Ralf, the glassmaker. And I've just come across this gallery which is part of the Open Studios, and let's see what's going on in here. Nice smell, the varnish. How's it going? Hello, what's your name?
My name's Ralf.
Hello Carol, how's
Hello.
it going?
How's it going? It's going, isn't it, Miles?
Not the art is going, you're selling, is it?
Oh, no, not as yet. I do sell from galleries, but...
So which is your work?
My work is the glass.
Oh, nice one. Are you part of Flameworks?
No, I'm not. I was years and years ago. Years and years ago, and I have exhibited with them. But life takes different turns, and I've moved on. But I was at art college with Miles.
That's what an artist once said.
What was that?
Life takes different turners.
Well, life definitely doesn't stand still. And but I've got a very good friend here in Miles, and he's invited me to be in his studio with my glass.
So where do you sell your glass?
I sell my glass through galleries and through Open Studios events, but I've recently moved house and I live in Torquay.
Nice.
It is nice, but I haven't got a workshop at the moment. I've got to set up a new studio, so I'm treading water. But keeping involved in the art is so important, and keeping close to art and artists. And Miles inviting me is the perfect opportunity to do that. And we've had some really good discussions about paintings. We've been having conversations, and I'm sure they will continue. But he's teaching me a bit about his attitude to his work now, and. He's developed since we were at college.
So what is the attitude to your work?
His attitude to my work or my attitude?
Your attitude to your work.
I love it. I love it. If I didn't love what I do, it's pointless doing it, because I am aiming at creating little worlds for people to look at, an escape from the madness of this world. You're
not kidding.
It is. And I'm actually aiming to use my materials to show the beauty of the material, which is clear glass, and that displays the purity of the colour, and my technique shows all the effects of my technique. It speaks for itself. It's quite difficult sometimes to describe your own work. It's organic. I believe all art should touch the senses. I've had various different...
See, that one's hidden behind the monitor.
Well, it is, yes, but people should make a bit of an effort to see something.
That's true. Yeah.
And there are more pieces here, because it's a transparent material.
Oh, that's better, yeah. That's in the light.
It lives in the light. It comes alive
with
the light.
I was talking to Flat Earth people in Plymouth last week, and according to them, the Earth is flat, so we don't have planets, so we don't have a sun, basically.
Well, there you go. They can live with that. If they can live with that, I certainly can't. But let me just demonstrate before you go on to talk to Miles.
Okay.
This is the mercurial mystery of glass. Now, you see how that looks? Laid flat. You get the lovely surface gloss, you get the relief detail, but because it's transparent and it lives with the light, when you have the light behind it, it shimmers and glows. It's sunshine.
It's like stained glass, isn't it?
It's
beautiful.
It has all the qualities of stained glass, but it doesn't have the leading. And this is really difficult to do. It's because I do the whole thing. I only use clear glass, and I create all the colours.
So how long did it take to learn the skill?
I'm still learning. And I've been doing it for over 20 years now. And I'm fascinated. I'm utterly fascinated by the potential for fusing and for just discovering new qualities and characteristics in glass. It's mercurial. It's unpredictable. I can create the conditions for certain things to happen in the kiln because the technique is kiln forming glass. And for me, it's magic. Utterly magic, and I can't wait for when...
results and how it reflects when it
Absolutely.
It's poetic.
It is poetic. A quote that I happened to read today, a past quote from a client, was it's poetry oh my God, I've forgotten it already, isn't it awful? I've captured something, it's like frozen poetry, that was it, frozen poetry, because a lot of my work is sea themed.
Yeah.
And
well, it's poetry in the sea. Listening to the sea at night is the most therapeutic sound you can ever hear.
It's dramatic, it's musical, it's rhythmical, it's just real.
Yeah.
And it's the dramatic side, I think, that, and the challenge of glass is the reason that I am hooked. Yeah. I'm an addict.
So how did you get into glass in the first place?
I went to art college wanting to do ceramics.
Yeah.
I'd always been a painter doing something. I've been interested in art and creativity since as far back as I can remember, but never been able to actually pursue it. And I was in my 40s when I went to art college. But I ended up totally focusing on glass.
What were you doing before that?
Ceramics, and I did the general art and design and the fine art degree, fine art course at Plymouth College of Art and Design.
I was there in 92, 93.
Well, I was there in 92, 93. Yeah. I was there from 93 to 94. No, 92. No, how long was I there, Mark? My brain. I left in 97, so I did 95 to 97. Yeah. I had a year's break. I'm working backwards, and I taught special needs adults art. And from 92 to 94, I was there as well. But I did also do an access course in 92 itself. So 91, 92, I did an access course, and 92 to 94, I did the GAD, and then I did the, what was it called? The second one, Fine Arts. It was Fine Arts, wasn't it? Were you there then, Miles? No, he wasn't there, you see, so he can't help me. Unfortunately, I've talked myself out. I would talk to Miles, because it's his lovely studio.
Yes.
He's very talented.
And what's the address for this place?
Well, it's Stonehouse Street Gallery.
Yeah. So, right, can we move on to Miles now?
Do. Thank you very much. And what are you called?
What's your Facebook? My name's Chris Summerfioeld.
Chris Summerfioeld. I'm Carol Ralf.
Yeah.
And I call myself Smashing Glass.
Yeah. I love the sound of breaking glass.
Well, so do I, but it's not pleasant. I have to say the process is very tedious and not pleasant.
Yeah.
I have, you get lots of glass splinters and things like that. And it's quite dangerous. The materials I use can be quite dangerous. So I wear mask and goggles and everything.
It comes from silica, doesn't it? Or sand?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It's the enamels. I use enamels.
Yeah.
And some of them they have all got the skull and crossbones on.
Well, I got told off for throwing bottles in the sea, but
oh, you should be. Oh, you should be. Yes.
Because I thought they came from the sea. Glass comes from the sea because it's all.
I see what you mean. Well, it will break down. Glass. I think glass is inert.
Yeah.
It's not. It's dangerous to humans and things like that, but. It breaks. It goes back.
I wouldn't put it in the sea.
It breaks down, doesn't it? It does break down.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, it gets crushed and.
So what's your website?
Am I talking myself into a pit?
We don't want to get too lost there. So
no.
What's your website? Have you got a Facebook?
My website is temporarily suspended because I have I haven't got a studio at the moment, and I shall be constantly early next year, when I've got a new studio set up, I shall be updating my website, and I shall be embarking on my ideas, new ideas.
People look for your name and they can find you.
Well, they will find me, I'm sure. Smashing. I'm sort of established around here because I've been doing it for over 20 years.
Yeah.
I was recognised by somebody the other day, which was
nice one.
Fantastic. Yeah, I was sponsored by Dartington initially. I'll tell you one little anecdote, which I'm very proud of, and it's not big-headed because it came at a time when I needed maximum encouragement at the beginning.
We all need that from time to time.
We do, and encouragement is more valuable than money. If you know what it is. And I was at a craft fair. I had just got brave enough to show the glass that I was making to the public, and I was looking for feedback, direct feedback. And lots of people would come in and they'd pay you compliments and walk on, and some would have a chat. And this particular day, I mean, nobody had spoken to me, I think, this particular day. And then a gentleman came in, and he was just looking at everything, turning all my varied designs over and examining them. And he asked me, he said, "What are you doing here?" Which I thought was an odd question.
Yeah.
I said, "Well, I'm just showing my work to the public to get feedback." And he was asking me all the questions that I knew he knew something about glass making.
Yeah.
And he asked me all these different questions. And then he said, "I've got to tell you," he said, "that this is the best glass I've seen in 30 years.
Amazing.
He said, "I've been in the glass industry for a long time." He said, I'll tell a colleague of mine, I think he should hear about your work."
Was his name Pilkington?
No, I think it was Dartington.
Oh, Dartington,
it was,
absolutely amazing.
Yeah. And the thing was,
So
everybody overheard, and they said, "Oh yes, you'll never hear another thing."
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I absolutely know that he knows something about glass making, and I just dismissed it. I thought, well, it was nice for him to pay me the compliment to say that. 3 months later, I got a phone call from Dartington, and it resulted in one of the directors coming and visiting my studio and workshop, asking me all sorts of questions and everything, and which resulted in me showing at the Barbican Glassworks, which were there then, and they organised.
Which is now a restaurant.
Well, it is, yes. Yeah. But they also organised for my work to be televised, which I could never have afforded to do.
Yeah.
And as a result, that was the hugest encouragement.
Absolutely.
And whatever happened after, I mean, nothing was guaranteed. They offered me other opportunities, which unfortunately didn't materialise because Dartington at the time went into liquidation. It's risen from the ashes, I think, now.
Yeah.
But that was something unexpected, totally unexpected, and those are the things you get if you're in the art world.
Yeah.
You have to love what you're doing. You have to believe in yourself.
You have to go broke for years. There's got to be a passion.
I would have
It's
starved.
like a lining up process, because if you're not really dedicated to your art, then you fall out on the wayside.
Yes, you've got to. You do have to believe in yourself. And I certainly would have been starving in a garret somewhere. But because it's not about money.
Yeah.
It's ups and downs. Occasionally, Miles is falling asleep. You could occasionally.
Are you yawning, Miles?
Yes, he's hardly slept. I think he's hardly slept. He's worked very, very hard. But I think that's enough, really, from me. I mean, I can talk the Highlands of donkey, can't I, Miles?
Thanks so much.
But thank you very much, Chris.
You can find Carol, Ralph and Plymouth Art Weekend on Facebook. This has been a Chris Summerfioeld video 2018. You can contact me at ccsphoto12@hotmail.com, and if you can help to sponsor my videos, you can PayPal me at ccsphoto1@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe to my videos. It's a last time. Be creative.